Let's talk about something else.
What was Kim doing? She had to have been in the freak offs.
Staring down a scandal so incendiary it has even Hollywood's sharpest lawyers breaking a sweat. Netflix has reportedly slammed the brakes on its own Diddy documentary, and the name sending shockwaves through studio boardrooms is Kim Kardashian. Insider whispers claim the final cut was ruthlessly scrubbed, wiping out any footage that could directly link her to Diddy's shadowy empire. But here's the real shocker. 50 Cent and the filmmakers are said to still possess those explosive tapes. If the courts don't bury them first, this could become the leak that finally cracks the Kardashian empire. And this isn't just rumor, it's unfolding in real time. Sources say Kim's legal team went full force, threatening Netflix with a defamation lawsuit so severe that the streamer reportedly considered shelving the documentary entirely. The question now echoing across Hollywood is simple. What's on that footage that has one of the industry's most powerful women sweating like a suspect under interrogation? Insiders reveal that less than 48 hours after Diddy's arrest in September 2024, Netflix's legal department was hit with a cease and desist from Kim's camp, demanding the removal of every frame linking her to Diddy's notorious alleged trafficking operations and infamous white parties. But here's the twist: the raw cuts allegedly don't just show Kim attending. They reportedly capture her actively coordinating these events. And if those tapes ever see the light of day, it wouldn't just tarnish her name, it could pull the entire Kardashian clan down with it.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day.
This should show you his character.
Was that the reason for including it?
Yeah. I mean, what's the odds that you would do that in front of the camera? Like that's one of the moments where he forgot he was on TV.
This is the same Kim Kardashian who, just months earlier, was publicly unfollowing Diddy on Instagram in a clear attempt to distance herself from the growing storm. The same Kim who, according to insiders, went into full-blown panic the moment his indictment dominated the headlines. So ask yourself this: why risk a legal battle now unless the footage is truly devastating? Sources close to the production claim the original cut of the documentary included audio of Kim allegedly discussing the logistics behind Diddy's infamous parties, everything from carefully curated guest lists to secret after-hours arrangements. But the story doesn't stop there. The directors are said to have possessed a second, far more explosive clip, capturing Kim at a 2019 Diddy event, casually joking on camera about the rules of his parties. And these weren't harmless house rules. According to the federal indictment, those rules allegedly involve substance-fueled coercion and non-consensual recording. Netflix may have wiped it from the final cut, but 50 Cent reportedly never let it go. And if that tape surfaces, it could change everything.
Diddy and the Kardashians were in the bathroom. And as they were in the bathroom, one of the Kardashians was getting dry humped. And it's obvious to see which one was getting dry humped. It was Kim Kardashian. At the time, she was with Kanye. So at the time, when Kanye was doing whatever, and she goes off, she's getting dry humped on a wall by P. Diddy.
When someone leaks something, it goes to TMZ. Like the regular person that channels with TMZ, when you see something come on and it comes on CNN, that's a little different. Came from the government. So, and then they benefited probably the most from those.
If this footage were really as innocent as Kim's team insists, why launch a full-scale legal assault against a multi-billion-dollar giant like Netflix? Why demand an aggressive scrub of the documentary over what's being dismissed as just a few minutes of harmless party chatter? Unless, of course, it isn't chatter. At a glance, it sounds a lot more like a confession.
Who was with you this weekend? A bunch of my friends. Diddy, Quincy, Justin Bieber,
so far,
French
so good.
Montana.
Do you even know half the people you're naming?
No.
He didn't go to bed. I haven't been to bed yet.
You haven't? I want to be Clay when I grow up, Court.
I got on a plane at 5:30 a.m. Of this party. I think half the people there were butt naked. You would have loved.
For 4 years, the Kardashians openly praised and publicly fawned over Diddy. Kris Jenner's partner, Corey Gamble, even posted a heartfelt tribute to Diddy's late ex, Kim Porter, writing, "Happy birthday, Kim Porter. I will always continue to thank you for all you and Diddy did for my life." But with the indictment now exposing the dark underbelly of Diddy's empire, the family is reportedly scrambling. Insiders say they're in full panic mode, terrified of subpoenas and the possibility of being called to testify. And it's not just Kim under pressure. The resurfacing of Chloe's Arling Issa confession about a nearly nude party is resurfacing at the worst possible moment, just as federal prosecutors dig deeper into who attended, who stayed silent, and who knew exactly what was really going on.
Get a 787. We're gonna put beds
We should get a Challenger.
When I played with Puff, Puff has a whole back. It's a bedroom. It's a bed.
It's not really.
I do.
Right?
Yeah.
I know
He did it.
you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually. But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to the parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture, you don't understand anything because they participated.
Was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day?
I'm just not with all that. All of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal.
The deleted scenes from the documentary reportedly pushed the story into even darker territory. They don't just show Kim at the parties, they allegedly place her in what insiders describe as operational discussions. One source claims there's a clip from a 2019 yacht event where Kim is seen laughing while telling a group, "You know the rules, no phones after midnight." That seemingly casual comment takes on a chilling new meaning, especially since the same rule was later cited in the federal indictment as part of Diddy's alleged system of control, designed to prevent evidence of darker activities from ever leaking. If Kim was enforcing these rules, the line between guest and operator begins to blur. Was she simply attending, or was she actively helping run the entire operation? The aggressive legal threats from Kim's team suggest they understand just how damning this footage could appear. Facing the risk of a headline-grabbing defamation battle, Netflix reportedly chose to cut the scenes entirely. But 50 Cent, the documentary's executive producer, isn't backing down, he's leaning in. In recent interviews, he's hinted that the full truth will surface one way or another. "If I didn't say anything, you would interpret it as hip-hop is fine with his behaviors," he told Good Morning America. With the documentary's release looming, the clock is ticking. If Kim's team can't permanently suppress the footage, the story may extend far beyond her involvement. It raises the question of who else in her orbit knew what was happening. The deleted scenes reportedly feature other high-profile names, not just attendees, but alleged co-conspirators, people who, like Diddy, are suddenly lawyering up. And if the Kardashians are this fearful of what's already been cut, it's worth asking what else is buried on that hard drive, the secrets they're desperate to keep hidden before the next leak drops.
There's other stuff that you just have not shown.
Yeah, well, everything couldn't make the. There's only was 4 episodes,
Right.
so it was a lot. You had to pick and choose things. Like even in like the area where he chooses to date people who he knows previously dated someone. He has a baby by a woman that was dating Tupac.
Wow.
To add to it, but we had to cut it down so
For time. So are you coming out? I know next year is going to be a number 2. Season 2?
Or I just put it on YouTube.
I just put it on YouTube.
This isn't just about a single documentary. It's a window into an entire system. A system made up of people who partied with Diddy, laughed off the rumors, stayed silent when the first allegations surfaced, and who are now reportedly scrambling, feverishly scrubbing their social media, deleting old posts, and praying their names don't appear in the next court filing. Insiders claim there was one clip simply too explosive to make the final cut. Kim not just talking about the parties, but allegedly on the phone discussing how to handle the press if anything leaked. That footage never aired, but the question it raises refuses to go away. Was this merely fear of bad publicity, or the voice of someone who knew exactly what was at stake? Because if Kim Kardashian was more than just a guest, if she played a role in the machinery that powered Diddy's operation, then the Kardashian brand isn't just facing another scandal. It's facing an existential threat, and the next leak could be the one that finally topples it all. Meanwhile, as legal battles quietly rage behind closed doors, the public is already connecting the dots.
The thing I remember most from being there was P. Diddy in the restroom of the Met. It was the women's room. That's why I was there.
Okay.
Dry humping a Kardashian.
So fun.
Well, I know you're known for the parties. When you think of a party or a good time, you think of Puff.
You do.
But we've been known to
Always.
party with you a few times. What are I don't know, some of you were just at Puff's birthday.
Yes.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
Clips of Chloe joking about Diddy's parties are now going viral, while fans continue unearthing photos of Kim and Diddy together at events that took place long after the first allegations surfaced. The deeper people dig, the harder it becomes to believe this was all just innocent fun. Because if the Kardashians were truly nothing more than guests, why the army of lawyers, the legal threats, and the sudden silence? The answer may be sitting on a hard drive somewhere, waiting for the perfect moment to explode. And when it does, it won't just be Diddy on trial, it will be the entire culture that allowed this to happen. Scandals of this magnitude never stay contained. The people who once thought they were untouchable are waking up to a harsh reality. They're not. Calls are being made, deals are being brokered, and behind closed doors, teams of high-powered lawyers are calculating exactly how much of the truth can be exposed without collapsing everything. Because if Kim Kardashian was more than a bystander, if she played a role in the operation, the next domino to fall won't be a rapper or a producer. It will be an empire. And the clock is ticking. The real question isn't if the footage will leak, but when. And when it does, the Kardashians won't just make headlines, they'll be in the crosshairs. And it doesn't stop with Kim. Think about the others. The ones who laughed off rumors, partied with Diddy, and stayed silent when allegations first surfaced. Right now, they're reportedly frantically deleting old posts, scrubbing their social media, and praying their names don't appear in the next court filing. This isn't just about one family either. Diddy's inner circle allegedly included judges, politicians, and industry titans, people who believed their power would protect them. But power doesn't shield you anymore, not when evidence lives digitally. Not when witnesses are talking, and not when the next leak could rewrite history. Buckle up, because this isn't merely a scandal, it's a reckoning, and it's only just beginning. Kim isn't the only Kardashian-Jenner tied to Diddy's world, and if the censored footage is as explosive as insiders claim, it's not just one reputation on the line, it's the entire family's. Let's be clear. Diddy's parties weren't casual get-togethers. They were allegedly recruitment grounds. And the Kardashians weren't just guests, they were reportedly among his most trusted associates. This is where the money trail turns from messy to explosive. Because Diddy's 2024 indictment frames his freak-offs not as wild parties, but as components of a sprawling criminal enterprise, allegedly involving paid attendees, interstate transportation, and blackmail used to keep participants in line. Intro 8.
A new Netflix docuseries about Sean Diddy Combs is making headlines for its never-before-seen footage of the music mogul in the days before his arrest.
Girl, when I tell you Cassie came for Diddy with full-on vengeance, I am not exaggerating. She didn't just spill tea, she detonated it, blowing the lid off secrets tied to anyone and everyone connected to those wild parties. We all expected a few big names, maybe Jay-Z, to surface during the trial. But Cassie said, "Hold my drink," and unleashed a list that left jaws on the floor. We're talking multiple female celebrities. No one was even checking for Britney Spears, Paris Hilton, the Kardashians, even Ellen DeGeneres. Yes, that Ellen. This is about to get messy. And honestly, I'm here for it. Cassie deserves a standing ovation. 11 years under Diddy's roof, enduring God knows what, and still finding the courage to sit in court and lay everything out. Pictures, moments, receipts, legendary. One of the most shocking revelations centers on her 21st birthday party in 2007. According to her lawsuit, that night marked the first time Diddy made moves on her. She was blindsided, and frankly, who wouldn't be? In her 2023 filing, Cassie detailed how Diddy embedded himself into every corner of her personal and social life, showing up to her Vegas birthday surrounded by famous musicians and producers, flexing his influence while she was just trying to celebrate. And here's what makes it even more disturbing. At the time, Diddy was publicly in a relationship with Kim Porter, yet Cassie says he pursued her relentlessly at an after-party in a hotel suite, even pulling her into a bathroom and forcibly kissing her. She ran out in tears, confiding only in her best friend. Meanwhile, the party itself was absolute chaos, celebrities everywhere, Britney Spears, Paris Hilton, Dallas Austin, and let's be real, given Diddy's reputation, this was not a PG affair. Now, here's the kicker. The very next day was the 2007 VMAs, where Britney Spears performed. For years, fans wondered why that performance felt off. Now, the dots connect. She wasn't lazy or unfocused. She was recovering from a party that allegedly went completely off the rails. That stumble on stage, aftermath, and Britney wasn't alone. Paris Hilton was there. 2 photo evidence confirms it. Honestly, no shock there. Paris was the ultimate it girl of that era. Front row at every high-profile event, surrounded by rumors of wild nights and questionable substances. The streets have always talked, but the name that really shook people, Ellen DeGeneres. Yes, America's wholesome daytime queen, allegedly partying with Diddy. Apparently, she loved to turn up when the moment called for it. She's even joked in interviews about wanting to party with him. Sit with that image for a second, because Cassie's testimony isn't just tea, it's a full-blown tsunami of celebrity secrets. And this fallout, it's only just beginning. Intro 9.
Try to be early?
Yes, I'm trying to be early.
Are you going to be early for my party?
Yes, I am. No.
No.
You know I have to arrive fashionably late.
All right. Not too late, though.
Not too late?
Not too late,
What
please.
time would you like me there?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But not too late. Because, you know, once you get there, the party really starts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I promise you I'm not going to let you down on this big one.
All right, good.
Real.
Good.
Your shoes, your feet are going to have blisters. You're going to be dancing so hard.
I can't wait.
Girl, it gets even juicier. Cassie didn't hold back in another interview. throwing unmistakable shade at Diddy for allegedly snubbing her on his birthday. He tried to play it off, claiming he had sent her an invite, but, honey, we all know how that story usually goes, and the receipts, or more accurately the lack of them, tell a very different version of events.
Tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes. Yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seemed to show up.
No, well, is it on the East Coast?
Yes.
Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But hold up, because it somehow gets even more scandalous. In that same interview, Diddy couldn't resist cracking a joke about one of his secret after-hours parties. And Ellen, she didn't miss a beat. She jumped right in, laughing along like she was fully in on the wild secrets being referenced. You could practically feel the chaos bubbling in that moment. A split second that now looks very different with everything else coming to light.
But I think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party. No, it'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, we have top 2 floors of the hotel.
Mm-hmm. And then it will carry on there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The after party.
Mm-hmm. No, I know about them. I'll listen to the music. I've heard that song After Party.
And get this, there's actual video. Footage of paparazzi straight up grilling Ellen about her friendship with Diddy. And girl, when I say she looked completely shook, I'm not exaggerating. She went full panic mode, visibly flustered, stumbling over her words, rattled just from hearing his name. The cameras caught every second. And honestly, it was a little too telling. It makes you pause and ask, how much does Ellen really know about Diddy's wild behavior? And has she been quietly covering for him all along? But the tea doesn't stop there. Another name that keeps resurfacing is Kim Kardashian. Well, technically, the Kardashian sisters. And let's be real, that part isn't shocking. They're everywhere, front and center, at nearly every A-list Hollywood party. In a resurfaced video, all 3 sisters are seen sitting with Diddy, casually chatting about his infamous parties and just how notorious they were. The conversation alone is jaw-dropping, and you can feel the sisters fully vibing, clearly enjoying the attention and the scene. Before anyone tries to spin the innocent narrative, let's shut that down real quick. Whichever they were describing sounded freaky. Enough to know exactly what kind of environment they were stepping into. The Kardashians openly attended countless Diddy parties, praised him publicly, and stayed close for years. But the moment he was exposed and arrested, they switched up fast, raising the question of whether they were trying to save themselves from unwanted scrutiny. Even more telling, Kim unfollowed Diddy on Instagram less than 24 hours before Homeland Security raided his properties. That timing alone has fans convinced she knew something was coming. Then there's Michelle Williams, a name that has everyone scratching their heads. Her name reportedly surfaced early during jury selection, alongside major celebrities like Kid Cudi, Kanye West, Mike Myers, Lauren London, and Don Richard. Whether she was a victim or just another partygoer remains unclear, but fans believe the truth will come out before this trial wraps. Online speculation is already spiraling, with people questioning how many celebrities were silenced, disappeared, or spiraled after crossing paths with Diddy. Some even believe certain high-profile figures relocated overseas to distance themselves from what they know. And the biggest question still hangs in the air. What does Diddy actually have on these people? Many believe the answer lies on tapes that haven't seen Diddy. Either way, drop your thoughts in the comments and don't miss the next video, because this tea isn't cooling off anytime soon.